What's up, my crypto legends? In this episode, we are taking a look at the weekly time frame for Bitcoin, and I'm going to explain this huge, major weekly candle close that we did have last week from the all-time high weekly close of 2017 and what this could potentially mean for Bitcoin in the next coming weeks. Of course, we are going to take a look at the lower time frames. I'm going to explain the scenario that happened today. Massive trading opportunity for scalping at this range. I'm going to explain briefly why there was massive opportunities, and of course where could have been your entries and your exit points. Okay, I did get in a trade here and I'm going to explain right away in this episode, and I'm going to give you my personal opinion of what could happen this week on Bitcoin, taking a look at the DXY for a potential big bounce from this zone, and also the S&P 500 getting exhausted in between the 4,100 points. And if we do get exhausted and start collapsing from this range, of course, this will not be good for Bitcoin. This will be explained in today's episode, so make sure to stay tuned. Hi there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Daily TA on Bitcoin, crypto, and I also do live streams to connect with the community. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything that I say. If you do so, do your own research, and let's dive in here straight into the Bitcoin chart, because on the weekly, guys, remember last week Sunday we did close this massive weekly candle well below the all-time high weekly close from 2017, and we have been holding this major level for the last few months since the drop here that we did have in June, hitting that $19,000 range and holding for several months till November, till we actually broke it, as you can see here on the chart. Now, what is this going to mean for Bitcoin? Well, this has been a huge major level that has been holding for the next coming months. This what really means for me, if we do get that retracement, this weekly candle, we've only been range trading in between 16,000 and 17,000 this week. So it's been very, very boring, no volatility at all in a huge, massive range. But of course, there has been trading opportunities that we'll go through in today's episode on the 1 hourly and the 5 minute, even the 1 minute chart, guys. So make sure to stay tuned on that. So basically, this weekly candle close that we did have last week, now, not too much volatility this week. What could happen next week coming? Well, what I want to show you is that if we were to have a potential bounce going back up to $19,000 range, this is going to be a major level of resistance. As you can see, this resistance from the all-time high of 2017 turned into extreme support, and it actually was broken successfully last week. So if we were to come all the way up here, it is likely that we are going to get some kind of rejection, some kind of force, as it was a huge major support for almost about 5 months from June all the way to November, guys. So this is something very, very clear that I want to explain, okay, because this is a major, major level. If we were to get that relief pump to that range, we need to be extremely cautious. We could get heavily rejected to come back down to test the lows here at round about the 15.5k range. This is only if we were to come all the way up here, guys, because we might consolidate and just continue to the downside. And this is going to be explained right away looking at the DXY and the S&P 500, where I think there is a possibility that we won't even get that bounce. Only if we were to get that bounce, guys, there's going to be massive resistance here at the $19,000 range, 18.5, 18k levels, all right, where we might consolidate and get that massive rejection if we were to go up there to those levels. Now let's dive in here straight into the 1 hourly time frame. What I want to explain you right over here is that we did finally have this kind of breakout from the higher highs, all right, and higher and lower highs, sorry, here inside of this kind of symmetrical triangle. We talked about this yesterday, where we were likely going to get that slightly volatile move, okay? We didn't break out with a huge amount of volume on the higher time frames, such as the 1 hourly, okay? But we did have that breakout. As you can see on the 1 hourly, there's hardly any volume. But if we go to the lower time frames, such as the 5 minute, the 1 minute, where we can find some scalping opportunities, I did actually scalp a scenario right over here, and I'm going to explain right away, guys. So looking at the volume profile, the point of control is exactly at the $16,670. Looking at the last 10 days, we broke out from the higher lows of this symmetrical triangle, as you can see right over here. So I'm just going to zoom in. Was this a good level of opportunity for potential scalping. And of course it was. There were two scalping scenarios. I only took one, okay? I'm going to explain them right away. Early this morning, we had this price action, okay? It was sideways price action, a little bit of volatility to the upside, sideways price action, as you can see. And if we take a look at the volume, okay, let me just get the volume profile out of the way so we can focus on the volume. We had that break down, okay, from the higher lows of the symmetrical triangle that I just showed you a few seconds ago. So that breakdown was with a huge amount of volume. This is the moment you want to be ready for that potential trade, right? We have a large consolidation from early this morning. In all of this consolidation, of course, no matter if we do have a large move to the upside or to the downside with a large amount of volume, it is likely to turn into resistance or support depending on what direction. Of course, we broke down also the high low support trend line with high volume, and we hit that level to perfection here, that range, as you can see, getting that massive rejection. So that was a pretty nice shorting opportunity. But not only that, we were hitting the 618 Fibonacci retracement from the highs here to the low. We know that that 618 is the favorite retracement where we do usually get rejection, and here we have it. Now, this was not the trade that I did take. The trade that I did take, all right, midday here, Central European time, was this one right over here, okay, where I did get into a trade, quick short position, took most of the profits, and then got stopped out at breaking from the rest of the trade. I'm going to explain to you right away, okay? So zooming in here, we had the volume breakout, retracement with no buying pressure, come back down to test the lows. When we come back down to test the lows, we break it with a huge amount of volume on the 5-minute chart, guys. Look at this. Two big, massive volumes. This is the perfect strategy, okay, that I use many times, shown here on the channel for the last few months. So that breakdown from this candle level with a huge amount of volume happened. And once we had the retracement, as you can see, hitting this range of 16,540 right over there, hitting that level with a huge amount of volume, we finally came back down to almost hit that level, hit the lows here from that big massive drop. Now, when we talk about this strategy, I always say to the community, you know, sometimes we don't even test the exact lows. The better place to take profits for me is if I do short from this level, if I take the Fibonacci retracement from the lows, okay, guys, from the lows taken here to the highs of that retracement where I am shorting, okay, right at this level, I'm already going to take most of profits at the 618 and protect position. So that level was just hit, took profit, protected position, and got stopped out at break even here around about 40% on my trade, because I did think, you know, there was a possibility in testing the lows. I would have taken 20% or more and left a little percentage just in case we were having a continuation to the downside, guys. But this happened today, guys. It happened, this massive strategy that we talk about, okay, volume breakouts from the lows, coming to retrace to hit that level and then coming back down to the 618 or near to the lows, okay. Nice quick little scalping scenario today. I wish I would have gone live for this scenario, okay, but anyway, never mind. You can see it right there in front of your eyes, so you need to train yourself for these potential future scenarios that they do happen almost every single day, looking at the lower time frames with high volume. Now, my personal opinion on Bitcoin, where is our next move? Well, of course, let's go and zoom out to the 1 hourly. And on the lower time frames, yes, we've had those movements with large volume breaking out from the higher low range, right? So someone that is actually doing classic textbook technical analysis or some other major influencers are probably saying to you, hey, it's broken out from the symmetrical triangle. This is the target, right? Where we are going to go all the way down to the 15.6K range because this is the actual target. Well, let me just tell you, all right, that, you know, let's not get too excited with this basic technical analysis, you know, kind of potential projection. Let's analyze the situation, because on the 1 hourly, the volume is still extremely low, guys. Very low volume. As you can see, it is going lower for the last week. As you can see, low volume on the 1 hourly. And when we break out from this range, all right, we want to see large volume, okay, especially on the 1 hourly. We want to see average volume spike, okay, more than the last few days for a confirmed breakout. We cannot see that volume, guys. This is fine for scalping on the lower time frames like I just showed you with the volume strategy. But here on the 1 hourly, not a massive big breakout with a large volume. So we need to be extremely cautious with this scenario for that continuation to the downside. Where would I be looking for my next potential trade scenario? Well, on the 1 hourly time frame, if we do claim these lows over here, we have a major weekly and daily level. We have the weekly close today. This will be turning into weekly close. Let me just quickly zoom out on the weekly time frame and explain you why is this going to be a weekly level, because we have the weekly close. If we close above 16,300, which is in the next coming hours, this will turn into weekly level. We closed last week and this week potentially at 16,300. It will turn into a weekly level, and this is usually very, very much respected, okay, on the chart. So if we go to the 1 hourly time frame and we close above in the next coming hours, if we do hit this level by tomorrow, it should be holding pretty nicely. It's a weekly level, but it's also a daily level that hasn't been tapped. This is the daily chart right over here. This is why I have here daily plus weekly potentially, and it's a different color because we also have a daily close and open at that range, and it hasn't been touched since we are above that level. So if we close above 16,300, tomorrow, if we hit 16,300, I expect a potential big bounce. This is going to be a major level. And what would be the trading scenario that I'm looking for? Well, if we take a look at the lows here created on the 16th and 17th of November, there's a possibility that we're going to hit the lows here, right, for a potential swing failure pattern and the weekly major level that is going to hold us, all right? So if we do hit the range, this is likely going to be a level where we're going to have a big, massive bounce. We need to hit the level and get acceptance above 16,350. This is going to tell me that there's massive weakness, all right? We have a major wick here, potentially on the 1 hourly. If we have a slight consolidation, we're going to have a potential big bounce from this range, guys. So I'll be looking for a potential long scenario, having good risk management. Potentially tomorrow, I am going to do a live stream round about 10 o'clock Central European time, okay, guys? So make sure to be prepared for that. We'll be looking for these trading scenarios. Volatility is back tomorrow, Monday. So that is the potential next trade scenario, all right, for a day trade, all right, that I am looking for, looking at the 1 hour time frame. We've got a major big level at 16,300 daily and potentially weekly. We've got the lows here that can be claimed after this breakout, okay? There is a possibility. There's not a huge amount of volume like I explained here on the 1 hourly, but we could see that move down, and I would be very, very cautious. We got big support here at 16,300. We can tap below the lows here created on 16th, 17th of November, and then I'll be looking for that potential quick bounce, all right? If we do get that swing failure, remember, we need to tap below the range, create a massive wick, get acceptance, and this is the moment I would be potentially looking for a long, guys. Not straight as soon as we hit it, because this is extremely risky. We could We could go straight through this range. I'm not going to long while we have in the drop. I'm going to wait for that confirmation that the bears cannot break out from the zone, and of course we're going to create that wick and that acceptance. Then finally here, I can be confident for that long position. Now I'm going to be extremely cautious with long positions. I'm going to get in, I'm going to protect position, I'm going to take some profits if we do get a large bounce, guys. The reason why is because I do see the DXY getting a potential bounce this week as we are hitting a huge support range. We talked about this for the last few days with high probability getting a bounce exactly at this 105, 106 range where we're currently at. Okay, we can see that nice little consolidation, and the bounce is going to be very, very real in my opinion, all right, for this week, coming potentially all the way up to the 110 level. Now, if the DXY, the dollar index, does get that nice bounce from this range this week, of course, it's not going to be very good for Bitcoin. If the dollar gains value, of course, this is not good for Bitcoin. We want to see the dollar value go to much lower levels for the Bitcoin price to have that potential recovery. But that bounce looks imminent after this price action, after the major drop that we did have last week, okay? So that bounce, we are looking for that here this week, guys. So stay extremely cautious with Bitcoin. We could get a massive hit. Remember, for those experienced traders, my favorite trading platform is Bybit. For the moment, you can claim up to $30 using my link in the description. You just need to go to the rewards hub and follow the steps to claim this insane bonus on Bybit, guys. $30 that can be claimed at least till the end of the month. We also have the S&P 500. Now, the S&P 500 is starting to hit a major zone here, looking at Fibonacci retracement, looking at this ascending channel, and looking at the macro perspective. We know that we are in a very aggressive downtrend for over a year right now, creating these aggressive lower highs. We've had a massive October here, massive run up here, part of November also. Looks like that we are going to get exhausted at this range. Now, we are hitting the 618 fib level from this high. I showed you multiple 618 Fibonacci retracements from the all-time high here on the S&P 500. From this high to the low, we can see the 618 here also being hit. As you can see, bang, these blue lines, 618 Fibonacci, getting that retracement back down. Also, right over here, if we do take a look at the highs again and go to the extreme low, we got the 618 here, 65, getting a little bit of that volatility above the range, and then finally coming down. Now we got this high point over here also to these extreme lows. If we take a look at Fibonacci retracement from the highs to the lows, we hit that 61865 to perfection, as you can see right over here from this major drop. So what is happening right now, of course, guys, yes, from this high to the lows, we are hitting that 61865 range. Now, there is a possibility that we might claim that high, okay? Hit that 4,050 points or maybe 4,100 points. That will be the extreme level, guys. If this does happen, all right, then this is going to be the level that I think, right, this is the moment that we are actually going to collapse entering into next week, okay? We want to take a look at this on the live streams because it's going to be looking very exciting, guys. The next coming weeks are going to be absolutely crazy, and I think this is what is going to happen, okay? We're going to get massive exhaustion, all right, at this 4,100 points, and we are ready for that correction, all right, in the next coming days. Guys, this is going to be it for this quick update. Tomorrow, remember, around about 10-11 Central European time, I will be doing a live stream, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out Bitcoinsensus website for the latest technical analysis ideas that we do post every single day. There's totally free information down below. Follow our socials, and I will see you in tomorrow's live stream.